Hi everyone, and welcome to this new part of the Everything I've Ever Colored series. I have quite some books beside me again, and so we will dive straight in. The first one I'm going to show you this time is The Magical Christmas by Lizzie Mary Cullen. I haven't done much, I think two. The first one I think I've ever done was this one. It's a bit of Inktense practicing and soft pastel for the background. It's quite okay. It's not super stunning, but yeah, what can you do with a stocking? Maybe that background wasn't the best choice, although a darker would have been too depressing, so it's a playful one. So it's quite okay. I feel I've done this one also in Inktense. Now the paper of this print, I'm going to take a look which publishing house. Penguin Books. Normally Penguin is quite okay, but somehow I have a bit of trouble with the Inktense on this paper. Not sure why. I think it's because it's soaking the pigment up quite fast. Yeah, on some paper you can still move your ink around a little bit, but here it's immediately, and yeah. So Mr. Christmas, I did use some stickles for detail, some metallic paint, and some glitter gel pen around these stars, but that's not super visible. I really like the composition of the colors. I like how the roofs came out, and yeah. So that was the first one of this episode. I'm going to put it down. The second one is also a Lizzie Mary Cullen book. I don't have them all. I don't have Hasta la Vista and the one that's situated in England and the one that's situated in France. I don't have these ones, although I really wanted them to, but I was eyeing for them to drop in price, but so far I'm not successful. So The Magical Journey, that's where the author is traveling around the world with her little doggy. I've done this one, Hollywood. Of course, with Inktense, also gel pen and Spectrum Noir. You see, in 2018, I still wrote down in my books what I've used. I'm not doing that anymore because, yeah, it's a bit of a pity. Here is the Spectrum Noir on this yellow. I'm going to rezoom. It's a bit visible. And then, of course, Inktense and the gel pen. Oh yeah, here is some glitter gel pen. So I really like how this came out. It's very bright in color, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like working in her books, although they scare me like crazy. This one I'm also liking very much. I'm fond of the colors of the flowers. Also in Inktense, I don't think I've done any shading. I do think I've done these two little characters that are surfing with pencils, but all the rest is Inktense. Oh, this is so beautiful. Wow. Maybe I should try and do this one soon. And I've done this one with the plain, also only Inktense. I did some glitter acrylic paint, I think it was, on the background to make it a bit, special. Because I wasn't inspired to do this, and so I came up with the idea of putting some glitter paint on top, and I really like the shading on my plain, and yeah. And the little doggy isn't black in my colorings. He's pale. Although in this coloring, I'm not sure how I will color him in the future. And that's this for this book. Very I adore this. They scare me, but I'm in love with them. Then we have the magical city. I don't have done much in this one either, but again, I wish I have to. I love this. And it's so nice to play around with Inktense. I'm not sure if this book is having as much trouble with the Inktense as the Christmas one is. The second one is reacting quite well. So I think the paper is different. I have done one in here, I think. I've done Bruges because it's in my country. And I've done Hyde Park. Love this one also because of the very poppy colors. Yeah, only Durant Inktense. I was a bit in doubt by this flower, but only Inktense. Yeah. And Bruges is done too. Here is Bruges. It's in Belgium. So I just had to do that one, of course. A bit darker in color, but still, yeah. Lovely. It's always scary to start. And then I love this one. I should do this one too. It's always so scary to start and then, whoa, I forgot about this one. It's colorful, but yeah. Okay, now. Speaking of details, Lizzie Mary Cullen's book have a lot of details, but Tomislav Tomic, or Tomic, or how you even pronounce this gentleman's name, is quite detailed too. I was just checking. I think I've smudged a bit here and there. I've done a few in here, but whoa, details. I've done this one. I really like how this lady turned out, although it's an earlier one. You can see it on my shadowing of the skin or the missing of the shadowing. I did some highlights in her hair that I love. Did some highlights in the clothing. So I really like everything about that. But the background was totally wrong chosen, the colors, and that coppery border with glitter glue. I don't even think I had stickles back then. It's a bit of a pity, but yeah, oh well. I do have some elements that I really like in this one, so I would do it completely different now, but that's always the case. When you start coloring, you color in a certain manner, and even though I sound a bit depressed by my own work sometimes, I'm not, but sometimes I just feel the pity of not being able to recolor this picture because I haven't scanned it in, but yeah, oh well. Another example of things that I'm very happy with, the dragon I really like, but all the rest is too green, too brown. Again, I would color this one very differently, but okay, it's from 2017, and I can only admire my courage to do such a detailed page, because now I would run away screaming. No, that's a joke, but I really have to be in a mood to do a detailed page. So another one that I did, this is a bit of a mess up. My moon is a bit too big and a bit wonky, and there was some detail here in the back. I'm not sure what anymore that I didn't like, so I've painted it black with acrylic. And I've smudged on her face a bit, so it's like she's having a beard. I'm sorry for the bump. Okay, can you refocus? Yeah. So there was some trouble going on. I did discover the stickles back then when I did it. December 2017. I think I had my first stickles back then. So I like the color of the castle, and yeah, it's quite okay, but and that was it for this book. I think here I tested some if the Neo works well. So it's obvious that I can't do this page anymore. I think the neos are not too fabulous on this paper, so not sure if I will be using them in that book. And then I have Sprookjesbos, Mus edition, so paper quality. I got this for review by the publisher, and yeah, I know that the original book, Villain Sam, is quite a little less thick than Zemla's Nova was, and that it was sold for quite an expensive price at that moment when it came out, and that a lot of colorists were a bit disappointed by that. And it's completely understandable because it was very thin and also double-sided and a high price, high shipping. And the fantastic thing about the Mus edition is that except for a few ones, everything is single-sided, and the paper quality. Mus is fantastic with their quality of paper. So here you have a double spread, but the most of them are on single side, and so you get a decent. Okay, the colorings, you only have a limited number of colorings, but considering the paper quality and the fact that it's single-sided and that you have to pay the half of the price of the original one, is really, yeah, it's I believe 15 euros on Amazon, so it's amazing. If you don't have it yet and you like detailed pages and you like the style of artwork that Tomislav is doing, consider going for the Dutch edition. I think I've only done one in here, and that's this double page spread, because I had last year, I think I had a month of tackling uncolored books, or the subject was either coloring untouched books or tackling pages that scared me. And I can tell you this scared me. I love my bird. I love the colors of my ladies here. I love the use of my red Kuretake paint. I can remember it's Kuretake. The bird is Albrecht Dürer with a bit of shading on top. I believe it should be polychromos normally, because I always try to, when I use watercolor, I try to use the regular pencils from the same brand on top. Can't remember if they were polychromos too, but I think so. The one thing I'm not too fond of is that border, but on the other hand, it had to be wood. And so to see on the details, I've used Inktense to go and be quickly done with it. I'm going to lift this one up. He has some stickles going on. He has gold paint here and there on his helmet and on the bottom here. There are stickles here on the chair, on their clothing. I really like how they turned out. I love my woodwork. It could be also watercolors with pencil shading on top. I'm not sure. The camera is fading out my colors. I can't. Yeah, there's some pale. There's a pale haze above it on my screen. Maybe after I've edited, the colors will look like I see them, but in case not, did I put some stickles on my, on the little butterflies also here and there, but not, here it's a bit visible. So I was really proud of doing this and finishing this, and so that was Sprookjesbos or Willinsam. And then we are going into a mousy environment with the Mouse Guard coloring book by David Peterson. I've done quite a few, not too many, but I should return to this book. I love it. And the paper quality is fantastic. but there's so much choice of beautiful pictures. It's always a struggle. I haven't tagged my pictures, it's obvious. This one is done in 2017. I really like how my mousy came out with my fur. Yeah, technique. I just tried something and I really like how he turned out. I was amazed that it was... I succeeded. It's done with polychromos. I've used Neo 2 and watercolor that I've written down, but I have some streaks, and I don't think that the Neos were very friendly for the paper. And I'm super excited that I tried to do the light of the lantern on his face and feet and a bit on his paw, and yeah, it could have been darker here and there, but the concept of playing with light, it makes me happy that I tried this in 2017, so very fond of this one. This is from a year later, December 2018, and this was a hit on Instagram. I wasn't too fond of it myself. I like my mice. I like the flower and the butterflies. In fact, I like everything. I like the background also, but the combo of them all together, I don't know. I think I should have done the background in some bluish tone, baby blue or something, but yeah. Anyway, I'm super happy. I've used Prismacolors. I'm sorry for that wobbly. Okay, so here you're seeing my mouse in Prismacolor pencil. And I love the fact that I've done his eyebrows and his hairs here a bit. Yeah, he's very straight to the back, and he as well, but he's a bit of a fluffy one. And I really liked it. I love working in this book. I should return as soon as possible, really. Oh, okay, a failure. Yeah, I wasn't too fond of my stupid me. I would never do that again, I think. If I'm doubting a page now, I step away from it and I leave it. Sometimes it stays a whip, sometimes I regain courage and work further on it. But here I was so annoyed by all my color choices and I just went over it with black paint. Maybe if I had it, I didn't do it, I could have saved it some way, but yeah, it's not in this life or in this book anymore. But yeah, lucky enough, I've quite enough pictures to color in still. Really like this one too, October 2017. Yeah, it's strange. Some of my earlier pictures are quite pale, and some of them are starting to become more poppy, and I'm very happy to see that. Prismacolors used, I see. Oh, I did a color along, Animals with V, where animals had a central place in the coloring. I've used some glitter paint on the wings of the bee. I didn't have stickles back then, I think. It's only in December, I think. So yeah, very happy with this one also. This is a recent one from 2019. A bit in doubt about this window thing. It's a bit too much, I think. But on the other hand, I'm very happy with my flying insect, with my mouse. I'm going to refocus. I love that fur on him. I love the red kuretake paint on this document. yeah, had a lot of fun with this picture. But this one, this glass window is not my favorite part. And I have some bleed through, as you can see. So, and I think that's it for this book. Yeah. Now I'm going to quit this part, pause it, and record further, because otherwise my speaking will be cut off again. Okay, continue on. We are going to take a look at the Fabiana Attanasio books that are in my collection. Love the artwork, happy to have them. At the moment that I began to realize that I wanted all of her books, some of them were not purchasable anymore in English, so I got them in Italian or another language. I think this is Italian. I'm going to move this aside. I don't think, no, this is only the poster. And I think I've only done one in this. Yeah, and it's the double portrait of Belle and of the Beast. Not sure what I've used, just regular pencils for her, and I've used Inktense on him, that I remember. I've used my Kuretake gold palette, if I'm not mistaken, for the border. I couldn't be bothered with all the flower details, so I thought it would be nice to have gold paint around, and I like the shimmeriness, of course. And the background is also Kuretake gem colors. I had some trouble creating a nice solid background, so I've put some extra details on it. And I believe she's Pablo pencils, because I look at my date and it's April, and I remember Melody gifting me the Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils, so I think I've used those on her. And her rose has stickles on it, but it's not very visible. The red is not super shiny, so it's a nice little one, the only one I've done so far, but I love this book. I really have to return to it. Then we have Alice in Wonderland. I did a few more in here, I think, if I remember correctly. Or did I only do one? I've done this one, the double page spread. I really like how the blushy cheeks of this crying baby is really angry. I like how this lady turned out. Is she the Queen of Hearts? I'm not sure. I have never watched an Alice movie. Shame on me, but yeah. I decided not to make her or give her a blue dress, so it's a turquoisey one, and I like the blush on her cheek too. She turned out nicely, I think. One of the previous, it's March 2018, so again a bit paler as usual, but did I do another? I don't think I've done another. Whoa, I've only done this one. Okay. But it was a double page, so that's not too bad either. I'm going to leave that paper here beside. Okay. Hopping on to Cinderella. Only done one in here, I think. I do want to return to this book also. I've done one in the front. And I really like how this turned out. I love the vividness of the pumpkins, the yellow border. How she turned out. She isn't blonde, but yeah, I really like how she turned out. If I put on any stickles, I've put glitter glue. I don't think these are stickles. She has some stickles here on her And here I've put on some shimmer on this glass shoe. I really like that blush around her eye as well. I really like, yeah, I'm fond of this coloring. Then we are hopping on to Snow White. I've done a few here. I always say that, but here I have. I've done the Evil Queen with some fog, and she has some glittery, yeah, soup. It isn't soup, but poison. And I really like the fact, there goes my poster, that I've given her little veins in her eyes. I really thought it was a nice idea to, yeah, give her that look. So that was this one. I've done this one. 2018 also. Not too fond of these little things, but I really like all the rest. Although I think now I won't be bothered to do a lot of different kind of colors for every pattern that the artist draws. But yeah, I think the colors match really well. And is that all that I did? Oh no, my castle. Also with Inktense. And some shimmery paint for the snow and the snowflakes. I really like how this turned out. I had a lot of work on it. It looks simple, but it took quite some time. And I think I've used soft pastel for the background. I'm not sure, but oh, it's Inktense, Polychromo, Spectrum Noir, Kuretake, and White Signal. I think I have used soft pastel. This isn't Inktense. So yeah, that was Snow White. Going to put that poster back in. Okay. Now, a recent one done in January of this year. It's in my finished pages for January, and that's Mowgli with the snake. I did watch this film way back, but I can't remember the snake's name. But he's pulling on some magic on Mowgli. Yeah, the swirl was a tutorial by a lovely colorist coloring with Olivia. I'm not too happy with that bow that I did here, but all the rest is fairly well done. Didn't do much on the snake. It was so much work to shade him in, and I wanted the focus to be on Mowgli. I'm very happy with how his skin turned out. There's the poster again. Really like his skin, his luminance. But I did do some glitter gel pen, and it's not super visible, but he has some glitter detail, this snake. So that was enough detail to do for me. But I love my glitter gel pens, so. And that's the only one that's done in Jungle Book. Then we have Peter Pan. I've not done many in this one, I think. This is spare paint that I had, and I just dabbled it here. Not sure if I will be doing something with it, but I didn't want to waste it. Oh, I did have some smudging here, but it can be solved. I've done this double page spread. This was done with artist quality pencils. This was done with budget friendly pencils. I think the background is the same. It's Albrecht Dürer, I think, for both. But she's done with, I'm not mistaken, Polychromos pencils. And he was done with budget pencils from my favorite discount shop that costed for 72, I believe, €8 altogether, and they work very nice on this paper. So the rope took me a lot of time. Wow, I was done. I was happy that those were done. I have some glittery detail here on the pearl and the shell. I have some glitter detail on the bottle. And not that much. No. Oh, here, a little shell with some glitter, but that's about it. So I've done Wendy and Peter. I've done these guys with Inktense and Prismacolors, if I'm not mistaken. Graphitint also, Prismacolor and Kuretake gold. Where's the gold? Oh yeah, on his belt and on his bun. And his earring. Yeah. Really liked working on this page. I love how this guy turned out as well. They all have a different skin color. He looks a bit seasick, he's very pale. So, and I think that's about it for Peter. Yeah. And then the last book is Hansel and Gretel. And I've only done one in this. Also a foreign one. And I've done this one. I remember using Pablo pencils. I'm not sure if I've used them on both of them since it's July. I think I've done her with Holbeins because for my birthday I was gifted the Holbeins by my lovely friend Melody, and I think she's Holbein and he's Pablo, and I really like how they turned out. So, pink shimmery border, he has a turquoise border. The coins here are in gold paint. There's some stickles here and there, and I had a bit of trouble coloring in the chocolates and the sweets. I'm not too good at coloring food, although I like my donut. But I had a lot of fun with this page, and I decided to leave the border here, or the background, just white, because yeah, it was colorful enough for my you don't always have to do a background. I prefer one, but I'm not always doing it if I think it's not necessary. So okay, that was it for this part. Now it's about time to grab my hardback books to show all the pages that I've done in those. So I hope I will see you again in a new part. Thank you for watching.